Right, hello. This is episode 2 of Take Me to Hell, and today we are sat with Rikki B, aka Rikki Villeneuve. I've said it wrong?
No, that is right. Villeneuve. Well,
Villeneuve.
Yeah.
Rikki Villeneuve. And the current situation is we've just finished a session of Verwood Skate Park. By all means, jump on Google and have a look. It's a tiny little concrete park with some unrideable dirt jumps next to it. And the temperature is currently 18.5 degrees, so it's a super nice sunny day. How are you today, Rick?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, as you said, it's a lovely day out. I'm in shorts. You can never go wrong when you're in shorts.
Nope. Well, for yourself anyway.
For myself, yes.
I still had a long sleeve t-shirt, hoodie, jacket. That's the golf life.
Came out in all nines.
Yeah. So, yeah, we thought we'd have a little catch-up chat, see what's been going down. One of the first points I want to make is you have a new bike.
I do, yes.
We have put bike check photos up on the N2T Instagram. So tell us about your bike, Rick. What frame are you riding now?
I'm currently now running a United X Bicycle Union Primer frame.
Yeah. A beautiful grey colour.
Lovely grey colour.
Yeah.
With a man-sized top tube of 21.5.
21.5. What other manly stuff have you got? Because your sprocket gearing is pretty bad as well, right?
I run a 36-tooth dinner plate up front with a 9-tooth driver on the back.
With a 9-tooth. Not 36-13, 36-9. Why do you run such a big gearing?
Less pedals. I can do one crank compared to someone on a normal gearing doing 3.
Okay. So all about the speed, power. That's
yeah.
Pretty cool. So yeah, that's something unique to Rikki's bike. But yeah, by all means, get on the Instagram and check out the pictures. They're really cool. And you and Steve shot a bunch of photos down at the trails. It was Hollow Trails in Yeovil, right?
Yes. Yeah.
With Harry Boucher.
Good session.
Yeah. So what was that like? Nice set of trails.
What those guys have done there is awesome. Advanced line, medium line, all works really well. We went the day after it had rained, which is typical in the UK, but they still ran fine.
Cool. They look pretty secluded in the photos and stuff anyway.
Yeah, it's tucked away, it's just off a road, but you don't get bothered by anything, and it's the spot they've got there is lovely.
Cool. Well, shout out to the guys that do all the work down there. That's the Hollow Trails Collective on Instagram. Yeah, they were kind enough to let us go down there and shoot some photos, so that's pretty cool. Got to ride with Harry. We haven't seen much of him recently, so it's nice to see him back on his bike as well.
Yeah, it's always a good time. He's a loose cannon, so...
Yeah, he's a loose cannon, brakeless. Well, yeah, he's a loose cannon, that's the best way to put it, innit? He's going everywhere. So yeah, that's cool. And then last week was like Bike Night Central. I'm pretty sure it was last week. South Sea on Wednesday night. That was a good session, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and then
that was an awesome session.
Yeah, Weymouth on Friday night. So let's talk about South Sea, because we went together that night, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So how do you rate the park? You rode there back in the day, right?
Yeah, I've not got many opportunities to ride there, but I've always thought it's a nice layout what they've got there.
Yeah.
Big ramps, small ramps, old school ramps.
Yeah.
They've got the works.
Yeah. So by all means, log in. I'm pretty sure anyone listening to this has seen South Sea Skate Park. But if you're unaware, they do have like a big old school concrete section, and then they've got huge ramps, like skate park setup, which is like your classic mid-school skate park, back and forth. Yeah, massive ramps. They were a bit of a struggle to ride, but yeah, very cool. Look forward to going back actually.
Oh, it's always a good session when you can make it down there.
Yeah. And then, did you make it out to Weymouth?
I didn't. I was working that night, which
Okay.
is unfortunate.
Well, I went to Weymouth Bike Night with Harry Boucher, and there was loads of, well, real good turnout as always, but it was good to see all the actual OG Weymouth crew turn up and ride. Not very often you get to see those guys, but I would highly recommend anybody taking the time, like when you see the next bike night on, whether it be South Sea or Weymouth, booking the time off, planning ahead, getting a good group of your friends together and doing the road trip down, because nights like that are pretty much as good as BMX gets riders.
You can't go wrong with a good bike.
No.
Good turnout, good crew.
Exactly.
Feed off each other.
Exactly. So yeah, so that's basically what we've been catching up on, and the weather's obviously been a bit up and down recently, so there hasn't been a lot of sessions going on. But today we chose to, well, I chose to bunk off work this morning. It was so sunny outside, and yeah, I can't sit in an indoor skate park on my own, so we bunked off and went to Burwood Skate Park, just me, Steve and Rick, mainly with the intention of trying to ride some dirt jumps, but they were super overgrown, and then muddy as well on it, so
Yeah, they weren't rideable.
they weren't rideable.
We tried.
Yes, Rick tried. And then, yeah, just cruised around the concrete park, and it was really nice, had it all to ourselves, to the point where I actually had no t-shirt on, so that must mean something, you know, it must be hot. But yeah, that was a good sesh. What do you think about Burwood Skate Park?
I like it. It's quirky.
Yeah.
It's not big, but the features it's got there. It's a fun place to go.
Yeah. It's kind of like a random layout, isn't it? There's nothing that really seems to line up as such, but you can flow the park, but everything's kind of a little bit gnarly or a bit scary, bumpy coping everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's a bit hard to like kind of judge the takeoffs and stuff, but yeah, if you're ever down this way, I mean, there isn't anything to see in Burwood, apart from a Morrison's, but yeah, if you guys are local, obviously I do recommend you make the trek there, even if you ride the whole way from Bournemouth. It's an absolute trek, but it's a beautiful ride, so yeah, get on it. So what else has been going on, Rick? Much happening these days?
No, I'm just generally spending most of my time at Duck Lane now.
Yeah.
Liking my riding my bowls more than anything.
Yeah.
Hopefully get a few more trips here, some other places.
Yeah.
And,
there seems to be a good scene down at Duck Lane these days.
yeah, good time.
Duck Lane has been like the home of all the skaters and riders desperate to get out over COVID, basically, hasn't it? It's like the one park that's been open the whole time. If you turned up on any given morning, there'd be a whole crew of old school skateboarders, possibly a crew of Derby Quad girls.
Yep, they're there.
Yeah, they're there. And then you've got Rikki goes down, Ash Charles, Leroy Maitland, Lee Wills, Stevie B. Who else has been riding? Wayne Collins.
Wayne Collins comes down, yeah.
Yeah, Wayne Collins from the last podcast, if you listen to our first episode. He is loving copying Rikki. No, Ricky's giving Wayne the push that he needs. He wants to get higher, go bigger in the bowl. So riding with you, it's feeding off of you. So yeah, that's you know what a lot of people look for in a session. So fair play to him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Having a session with people that want to take their riding to the next level, but also have fun whilst they're doing it.
Yeah.
That's the main ethos for me. As long as I'm smiling whilst I'm riding, I'm having a good session.
Yeah. So for yourself, obviously now you've got Ashley riding down there. You've got someone else who you can feed off of Ash.
Yeah, I watch people like Ash riding Duck Lane. Is just insane.
Yeah.
Since he's been back, so many more lines have opened up in that park.
Yeah.
That it's just each session gets better and better.
So this is Ashley Charles we're talking about here. He's a local legend, Bournemouth OG. He did move out to Cali to, you know, pursue family life and his BMX riding, and he's now moved back to Bournemouth since COVID. Got a little family on the go. It's beautiful stuff, and it's really nice to have him back. But the good thing with Ash is we've all rode with him for years. We've all known he's a really good rider. But until you really watch someone ride in the flesh again, it's been a few years. You watch him ride in the flesh, you're like, holy fuck, that's why he was a pro rider. He completely kills Duck Lane Bowl, and Rikki loves riding the bowl stuff, but riding with me down there is not going to push him any higher. Because if anything, I'm going to tell him to do more skids under coping than anything above it. So yeah, so you've got someone to feed off. Then Wayne's coming off the back of that as well. You've got like your own little bowl scene going on, so it's pretty cool. And to be honest, anyone can go down there on any given morning and probably see you all down there riding. So
yeah, most mornings we try and get there just before work or on a day off. Just make the most of it. It dries super quickly, so
yeah,
that's always a bonus.
And Duck Lane is the only bowl in the area with the biggest transition, I assume?
Yes, yeah. Nice deep 9 foot.
There you go. 9 foot bowl. So the guys that like to cruise and get high, they go down there. I do enjoy going down. Obviously, it's like, for myself, I look at it like a great spot to warm up in the morning, because you don't have to do any stunts or jumps. You can literally just cruise around the bowl, pump it, and you're still doing good things just doing that. But then when you start airing the hips and jumping out high a bit, yeah, you get a different appreciation, because it is quite gnarly. And watching Ash hip into the deep end is something that I don't think anyone saw coming, was it?
No, that line just blew my mind when I saw that.
Yeah.
That was out of the world.
Yeah. So I can't really explain it to you, but you've got to go down and ride it for yourselves. The skate park's Duck Lane, situated in Kinston, Bournemouth. And I'm pretty certain that all of you know about it. But yeah, if you can get down there in the mornings, that's when you'll see this riding, and it's definitely worth getting down and seeing it. So yeah, that's that. And you're now back at work now because of like the COVID stuff's all ended.
Yep, back full time.
Yeah.
It's nice to be back to a bit of normality.
Yeah.
Yes, it's cut out the riding time, but it makes you appreciate riding even more.
Yeah. And riding BMX isn't so illegal right now, is it? You know,
Yeah.
there was that patch when you were creeping off to skate parks, one, hoping no one would be there, and two, not get in trouble for being at the park. Like I say, Duck Lane seemed to be the only place that was open through the whole of COVID.
Having to arrange sessions and make sure you kept the numbers down. Like,
Yeah.
we're not with them, but you're with them, really.
Yeah. And like today is the first day that the weather's been good enough to actually want to bob off. Skate park's quiet. I mean, skate park has been really busy with the bank holidays. It's half time coming up. So when you do get a hot sunny day, really it's like the best time for me to take a day off and actually go riding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to live in that one as well.
That's 100% true. Agree with that one.
Yeah. So what about on the dirt side of things then? We mentioned Hollow earlier. Have you got any plans to go and hit up any other trails and stuff like that in the summer, or any plans to start building your own? Or?
Yeah, I'd like to go out and hit up a few other spots. And yes, I'd love to have my own set. It's just I'm always hunting for a spot. It's just so hard to find the right spot.
Yeah. I think when you become an older rider, you don't have the time to necessarily mess about with risk building jumps to have them knocked over by little kids or for people to like play on.
Yeah,
So,
I wish I'd started earlier.
Yeah, we always talk about how we really want a dirt spot, but now we're all so particular and picky about it. It looks like we all want trails that happen to be in the middle of nowhere, and we don't have that around us, do we? But you know, for the guys local that haven't been, there is Upton Canyons. It's not really a trail spot, but it's got jumps there, loads of space, loads of bumps and weird stuff to ride, and I often think about going down there with spades, like having a bit of a digger day down there, and they've got a massive step up jump, haven't they?
Yeah, that spot it's good fun. I'd say mainly for mountain bikes, but if you can ride a bike, then you'll be able to ride it. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's small stuff, there's big stuff. It's what you make of that spot.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's not a place where you turn up expecting to like hit a pro session. It's almost like a dirt nibble spot, isn't it? You turn up, look for something that looks kind of rideable and not too sandy, and then session it. And
Yeah, just session it till you're done, really.
Yeah. So that seems to be like the only sort of dirt spot that's up and running. You know, without being too legit, giving stuff away. But yeah, that's the main one for us. But yeah, I think really like now is the best time to start digging. Maybe a little bit late because the sun is out today, but
I think, to be fair, I'd say we probably missed our window to start digging. Obviously the ground's going to start getting drier, so you want it a bit damp. So maybe the tail end of this year, hopefully I'll find a spot and I can start have something up and running by this time next year.
It's always so good to actually have a good undercover trail spot for the summer. Like, I'm not sure if many kids will even understand nowadays, no offence to them. I mean, if you're out there building trails, that's brilliant. But I kind of miss the like having that shady place to go riding on the days when it's really hot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like something undercover, you can hang out all day, dig, ride, barbecues, tunes, that sort of thing.
Just away from everything. It's just your little sanctuary and you're just there. That's all you want. Even if you only had one jump.
Yeah.
If you built that one jump good enough, you're going to want to hit it non-stop.
Yeah. That's what I mean. You need to have that, like on the days when it is summer and it's too hot to be sat around the deck of a bowl, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
especially if our bowls are always white.
So if any local boys are listening and like the sound of what we're on about, by all means get in touch and shout ideas at us. If you know places where you want to dig, somewhere that's going to be away from kids, rider friendly. Like we don't want to just build trails just for ourselves. We want to build something that's fun for everybody. Or if you've already got a spot going and you want to hand dig in, give us a shout. Summer's coming up, we're happy to come and help. As you guys know, we're always road tripping, we're always going to different skate parks, and I think it'd be nice to have a dirt spot a bit more local. We'd usually go on our Cornety trip down to Cornwall, you know, once a year. Is it April time?
Yeah, around April time, and then
Yeah.
between April and like now, this would be our window where we try and get down there.
Yeah. And I mean, we go there because obviously it's a public trail spot, and you don't get any hassle to go and ride. The actual place is amazing. If you've never been, it's called The Track, and you have jumps from beginner all the way up to slopestyle and pro. It's basically anyone that rides bikes, whether you're a beginner or an expert or whatever, will go there and have a good time. It's like the most fun thing to ride, really, isn't it?
It's just got everything.
Yeah.
Mini ramp, mulch jumps, which is obviously a dirt version of like a resi.
Yeah.
They've even got a foam pit there. They've even got a resi pit there as well.
I totally forget they get the foam pit as well, actually, outdoor foam pit. I do remember jumping in it once, and like, obviously it looked all nice on the top, but once you were in the bottom of the pit, it was like soaking wet, being sponge and all that. But yeah, so yeah, a spot like that in Bournemouth would probably go down real good. I guess the canyons is the nearest thing to that, but you can't really go there and make loads of amazing jumps. One, because the dirt is terrible with sand, isn't it?
It just washes away. You'll build something up and you can have like a 6 foot lip.
Yeah.
You have one session of rain, you come back and it's like half the size.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not the most ideal place, but that's the only thing in Bournemouth that I would say is the nearest we've got to like a dirt park, isn't it? Somewhere to ride outside.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so, you know, same again, local riders, you're welcome to go check it out. It's a public place, no one can tell you anything. Take a spade, it's called Upton Canyons, and it is on Google Maps, because that's how I found it too. So, yeah, that's cool. And then, how about Prevail? Have you been riding very much in there?
I've had the odd morning session, but as I said, been spending most of my time up playing.
Yeah.
And then if I am at Prevail, you'll more than likely find me in the bowl.
Yes.
It's my little hiding hole.
Yes. Well, the Prevail sessions have officially kicked back off. I mean, some of the night climbs recently, you roll in and there's easily 20-30 bikes on a deck now, and it's a pretty heavy BMX scene going on at Prevail, which is perfect. And obviously I thank you all for coming down and supporting the indoor park. It goes through its ups and downs. Right now we're currently rebuilding the ramps out the back. If you haven't already seen pictures, if not, check out Prevail's Instagram. They've got a massive 6 foot mini ramp in the works, alongside 10 foot vert ramp. They were up and running a few years back now, 3-4 years ago, but they weren't really like coated in the right protection to keep it all nice, so it's being rebuilt again now. It's going to be a great spot for summer. Same again, like outdoor chills on a big old half pipe, loads of deck space, hanging out with your mates. Yeah, that's going to be one to look forward to.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Yeah.
That 10 foot ramp is so nice.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of flow going on in Prevail. Yeah, so which is pretty cool. That being said, on the indoor skate park front, I haven't been back to the Trick Factory since the whole of this COVID mess. Feels like it was about 2 weeks ago since the last one, but the reality is it's probably, I don't know, coming up a year, which is such a shame. But I can't wait to get myself back in there. I'm still a lover of the indoor park, so yeah, I'll always support that stuff. And then I don't know if you've seen like the skate parks that Al's been riding.
Yeah, like I wanna those places are insane, and they're always posting stuff at different parks and things.
Yeah, so this is Bmx Val we're talking about on Instagram. Same again, go on N2T Bmx shop, you'll be able to find the link to her page. Always posting about her in the stories, but they were recently at Poole the other day. They came down for a little road trip. And we keep saying to them the skate parks that they have in their area, which is off the top of my head, it's like West Sussex, East Sussex. Hang on, never each one of me. I think West Sussex way. and they're posting all these little wooden meccas, and that's the sort of skate park too that we need to get out and enjoy this summer, because probably next year they'll all be gone.
Yeah, it'll be gone and be a small little concrete thing again.
Yeah, this is a subject that we often bring up in the shop, is the fact that all these amazing classic looking skate parks are disappearing and they're being replaced with these concrete ones which don't even have like just a regular quarter pipe out anymore, do they? They're like, I don't know, I don't want to moan about it too much, but I miss the classic skate parks. There was one that was just been built in Germany. I don't know if you've seen that on Instagram, the big wooden one. Felix Pernenberg's riding it and stuff.
Yeah, you showed me a wooden one with the concrete bowl in the middle, with wooden all the way around the outlet.
Yeah.
Something like that over here would just be insane to have.
Yeah, it's so good that there is actually park builders out there still making skate parks like that. Like, when we say like this, if you don't know what we're on about, just check out any sort of mid-school classic wooden outdoor skate park with sub-boxes, wall rides, spines. You get the gist. If you're an older BMXer, you know what we're talking about. And we see these parks popping up on Instagram, and they look like a dream. You know, we see these adverts popping up for new local parks being made. I mean, we can't moan because it's so cool that they're building so many skate parks, but they're just little cookie cutter things which aren't that enjoyable to ride on a bike. And yeah, so one of my big things for summer is to actually get out and lots of wood.
Gotta try and find it first then.
And find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, she's got a few on her Instagram, so we'll be heading that way.
I think I'm planning a trip to hopefully go up their way. As Matt said, they were down on a little road trip, and they came and met all me at that plane.
Yeah.
So we put something in the works to hopefully go up their way, ride a few parts with them, see what they've got to offer. They're always down our way, so
yeah,
should be fun times.
So I'm going to ask you a couple of random questions now, just to sort of wrap it up. See us approaching back at work soon, probably about another 10 minutes. So where's your favourite place to ride? Local and like a dream. So one that you have ridden and somewhere you want to go.
Local, it is Duck. That place is just ticks boxes for me.
Yeah.
Dream place to ride.
Yeah.
Really.
Could be anywhere in the world.
Oh, anywhere in the world. Well, Saffron Walden in the UK.
Wow. Okay.
That place looks nice.
Yeah. Never actually been there before either.
In the world, House Park.
Oh yeah, Austin, Texas.
Love to get out to Texas.
Yeah.
Get to ride anything over there.
Yeah.
That would be a dream for me.
Yeah. Well, the best part is Saffron Walden's probably what I off the top of my head 3-4 hour drive from here. So it's definitely achievable.
Yep.
And Austin, Texas is probably about a 10-hour flight, so you can do that too with your COVID passport or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And if you turned up at House Park, who would be your dream riders to turn up and see there?
I would love to ride a Chase Hawk.
Yeah.
Rare occasion you don't really see them. They're more likely to be at Maple Davis, the Matty Ascrap or Over Oath.
Yeah.
Love to ride with him, or even Clint Reynolds.
Yeah.
Any of the Credence boys really.
Any of the Credence boys?
Yeah.
Fight out of the woods with those guys?
That would be a dream as well.
Yeah. And if you could set one trick that would get Chase Hawk out on a game of bike, what would it be?
It's never going to happen.
It can happen. We've all seen the new edit. You know that Chase Hawk has a tailwhip in him, but you've got one of those hidden as well. So, I don't know, got any bar spin combos?
Nope. I can't sling the bees. I get too scared. Yeah, I don't generally think there is anything.
That was a tough question.
That is a very tough question.
But everyone has a secret trick in their arsenal. Maybe you don't want to give it away just in case Chase is listening.
I think the last trick that I would have done, haven't done in a long time, would be a switch one hand. So you take one hand off and put it on the other side, and then that hand comes off.
Okay.
Yeah.
As an air on a quarter pipe?
Oh. I don't think I trust myself doing that one.
Switch hand hair, that's a Kaufman style. pretty sure he did Hoffman did switch hand turn down. Did you know that?
No, but that sounds insane.
Yes. I'm pretty certain he does switch handed turn down airs and maybe the no foot switch hand one hander.
Yeah, just trying to compute.
Shout out to the pioneer there, but yeah, sorry, taking it away from you now. That'd be cool if Rikki did it too.
That'd be insane. I'm still trying to compute that in my head.
He kind of, it's actually alley-oop as well, so he does like an alley-oop turn down, alley-oop turn downs, then switches to hand over, whilst he's travelling backwards, back on, and then in. I will mention another trick, this is completely unrelated. Have you seen that now Matty Cranmer is having a game of bike against Ryan Nyquist?
No.
As part of the Scotty Cranmer channel thing, yeah. So they're having a game of suicide against each other.
Wow. That'd be a good watch.
Yeah. And I watched the Scotty Cranmer's video last night, and they were watching Ryan Nyquist's section from N2T. You familiar with that video, Mark?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah. And just one thing that took my attention watching the video was over a hip at the Greenville skate park he did 270 rocket suicide over a hip. I've taken this story way out of the way, but we're talking like crazy combos.
That's just next level combo.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a cool trick, I don't think, as far as like modern riding goes. But 270, stand on the back pegs, do a suicide, back on and in, alley-oop over a hip. Beautiful trick. It's something now that is very overlooked in BMX. Definitely probably wouldn't see one in the Olympics, or if Nyquist is training up the Americans to do loads of stunts, they might be pulling that out of the bag, but yeah, that was pretty cool.
I mean, people would go nuts if they saw that now.
Yeah. And I think what Scotty's doing with his channel, having these like game of bikes, well, I think it's called the Legends League or something now, is a really cool thing because he's bringing these top pros, not that they're not in these riders' eyes, but they're making sure the kids are aware of these guys and what they've done for BMX sort of thing. So this
Just bringing them back into the limelight for everyone to see.
Yeah.
This is where it started.
Yeah, and it's making BMX feel a bit more like small time and core again, because you know, people seem to be like, oh, what's going on with that? Is it working?
Yeah, it's still recording.
Yeah, it's bringing those guys back into the limelight. Like there isn't really like a pedestal for BMXers anymore. You know, with Instagram, your favourite rider could be someone who's never been a big rider in the actual world. They've just got a massive following and it's someone you like watching and you're a personal fan of. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are guys that have actually rode BMX as a profession, and yeah, like the obvious like Ryan Nyquist, Morgan Wade from the last game of bike, and you know, they've their life are riders and they're going to ride BMX forever, but I guess they might get overlooked now because they're a bit old or people aren't into their style or whatever. But for an older BMXer like myself, these are guys that I'm still wanting to watch.
Well, these are the guys I grew up watching.
Yeah.
I remember watching the Dutour and X Games and stuff. You would always see these guys on there.
But when I wake up each morning and I go onto my Instagram, well, I'm still secretly hoping for a Brian Torrada post or a Kevin Porter one, but you know, these older riders, they might not necessarily be so current, or they might still ride every day, but we just don't see it online. But there are old nerds like us that still want to see that, and they probably don't make a living from BMX, so they haven't got the time to go out and film every day, but we wish they were. I do anyway.
Yeah, still love to see those clips.
Yeah. What about for you then? So, any inspirations when you were a kid growing up? What was your who was your favourite BMXer? Like, who do you idolise?
Two standout ones for me, obviously, would have been Chase Hawk.
Yeah.
But above him would have been Mike Aitken,
of course. Yeah.
And Garrett Burns.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two. Love those two.
Yeah, two great choices. I mean, names that probably a lot of people would mention, but not names that you hear very often these days. And I mean, Mike Aitken, his riding is timeless. So you know, any guys listening to this who are unaware, Mike Aitken on YouTube, watch Aitken. Anthem 2.
Yeah,
that's got to be the one, isn't it?
Yeah, his section in Anthem 2 is just my all-time favourite.
Yeah, it's amazing. The music's spot on, the black and white, lots of trails, tricks. Yeah, Mike Aitken, amazing. And then Garrett Burns. Did you ever watch the Down Under? Is it Down Under? Going Under? I can't remember what it's called now, but it was the Garrett Burns documentary DVD.
Oh, yeah.
Have you got a copy of that?
I do have a copy of that.
Yeah, so that's probably sold out everywhere now, I know that for a fact, but if you've been lucky enough to get a copy, or if you know a friend that's got it, definitely check it out, because Garrett Burns is a living legend in BMX, the pioneer of the brakeless park riding, pegless.
Pegless, and he could just do a carve and it would just look insane.
Sorry, he rides brakes, but he's a pegless guy. Props 29, I'm going to say, or it could be 29 or 36. For some reason, both his numbers are on my tongue, but one of those is the Garrett Burns bio. And same for myself. I watch that bio every single day, purely just to see his bike with a single cable and no pegs. Yeah, the old tail whip on the dirt jump or whatever. So, okay, that's cool. What about UK BMXs? I always remember when I think of you as a young day, I always think of the Amity. You used to have an Amity bike, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, my yellow Amity. Standout riders in the UK for me when I was coming through, I was fortunate enough to get to watch Luke Marchant ride a lot.
Of course, Luke Marchant, yeah. Another one of these guys who's fortunate just to look amazing on a bike, just riding around in a circle. Yeah. He still pulls his bike out once a year, doesn't he, I think?
He still pulls it out, and then next thing you know, he's still doing the exact same. It's just insane.
I heard on the rumour hill that he was up for Vale last week with Ben Wallace.
I wouldn't put that past him.
Yeah. No footage of Luke, I'm afraid, but there is a clip of Ben going around. You can find it on his Instagram doing the 540 flare in Vale's half pipe, and it is beautiful.
Pitch perfect, that one.
Yeah. You know, whether you like that sort of stuff or not, it's really great to see an Olympic level rider, obviously Ben's riding for the UK, coming to Prevail and performing a trick like that. You don't see very often at Prevail.
No, it's a rare treat and it's nice to see.
But despite, you know, Prevail's got the resi, it's got the foam pit, I was kind of thinking that the kids in the area might start exploding and doing that sort of tricks, but I haven't seen anyone doing it yet.
I've seen the generic like double whips and double trucks and stuff coming out.
Yeah.
But not very many people going upside down and doing crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Ali Lockwood, we give him a shout out. He does that, but he's been doing that shit forever, hasn't he?
He doesn't need the resi.
He doesn't need the resi, yeah. But we bring the resi up a lot because it's like smack bang in the middle of our skate park now. It's quite a feature, and although the resis get a lot of beef online, our one, the quarter pipe, is just super nice and flowy, so it's actually like a nice quarter to air. So yeah, we play on that a lot. And that's obviously been moved during lockdown, so if you haven't been to Prevail in a while, definitely come down and check that out. It's got a 7-foot half pipe on the back of it now. Same again, another smooth classic feature ramp. Like when we were talking about making changes, I didn't really want to throw in anything too technical or hardcore. As much as I like to jib, it's just nice to have some space to flow, and having that big 7-foot half pipe in the middle is ideal now. Like you've got the up and comers like Tyler, Aaron. In fact, I blame Tyler for putting holes in the ceiling.
Yeah, Tyler's fault.
He's always hitting the roof, so if anyone's moaning about the drips, it's all his fault. But yeah, so now we've got the half pipe there. I can imagine when we get some jams going in Prevail, people are going to fucking boost the shit out of it, and that is going to be exciting to watch. So yeah, we look forward to bringing back some of that soon. But now we're going to wrap this up because we're turning back to work. We've bumped off, I don't know, been out of the park for about 4 hours now, so I guess it's time to do some work.
Yeah, gotta go get ready for work.
Yeah, Ricky's got to go and he's a lifeguard, so he's got to go and do swimming, which is kind of like a blessing on a day like this because it's stinking hot. We've already had a ride, so no better way to end the session than diving in a pool. Anyway, on that note, thank you for listening to the Take Me to Hell podcast, and hopefully catch you on the next one, eh?
Yeah. Right, see you there, guys.
See you later, Rick. Bye.